Hello, my fellow citizens. Here we are. Last year, I had to make a decision, a very difficult decision, but it wasn't too difficult for me anyway. And I remember when I had to just talk to people, my husband the first, of course. Every decision I make, my husband tops number one. And I said, okay, I'll share my thoughts with a few people. My husband was like, yes, go for it. Just do it. Most other people were like, go for it. One was like, oh, whatever you want to do. And then I know I had someone who felt, no, you shouldn't make this decision. And she had very good reasons. What am I talking about? Last year, I had to choose between personal development and nation building. And I chose nation building. On my 40th birthday, I made a promise to myself and to God that if He gives me another 40 years, I'm going to devote it to Nigeria. And here I am. So I had gotten a fellowship. I'd gotten not gotten a fellowship. I'd gotten an opportunity to do a fellowship in Washington D.C. and just a 5 month fellowship, and it was supposed to start October. By May, ending of May, Peter Obi. I knew the election, so I was ready to go because I wasn't. If it's going to be between two usual lesser evil, I would just be doing my videos from there and doing my tweets. I was not going to really actively take part other than keep telling people, do the right thing. And so when Peter Obi in May left PDP and he said he was going to another party, I was like, okay. By the time he emerged, he was going to, I was like, now I needed to make a decision. I just couldn't go off to go and do a fellowship for 5 months during the period when election was going to be done in my country. And I felt I was needed back here. So I wrote a letter, and that letter, after I made up my mind, I wrote a letter and I asked for change of fellowship starting date. The fellowship are two sides. There is one that starts from October. I would have actually be rounding up now to a March, and then the other one starts from March to like August, July, last day of July. And so I was supposed to start October. So that would have meant that throughout the election period, I would not be in Nigeria. And I said no. So I wrote an email, and I'm going to read this email. And this email was written on the 15th of June, 2022. It says, Dear, I won't mention the person's name. I said, my name is Aisha Yusufu, and I'm supposed to start my fellowship in October. That's October 2022. I would like to know if I can defer the fellowship to the second batch that starts March. There has been a lot of interesting turns of events as we go to the polls February next year in Nigeria. What we usually have are the two dominant parties give us whatever candidate they deem appropriate, usually not the most competent, and citizens are forced to choose the lesser evil as it is termed over here. This year, the citizens, most especially the youth, have awakened to the power and responsibility they have to be game changers during the election. I'm always so proud of the Nigerian youth. You guys don't even know how proud I am of them. In the last 4 to 5 years, it has been the message we have been passing, and it seems to be yielding fruit. There is a candidate the citizens are rooting for that is from what is called the third force, and that candidate, of course, is Peter Obi. I had initially chosen to start. My fellowship in October, but now torn between nation building and personal development, which are my two main goals for the next 10 years. In 2020, yeah, I did my 10-year goal, and for me, the main focus was personal development and nation building. As much as I would like to come over and start my fellowship, Nigeria is at a critical stage where all hands is needed on board. And at the risk of sounding immodest, my voice is listened to both in the northern and southern part of the country. as well as unifying factor, both Muslims and Christians, and the old and the young. The democracy I want to go and research and learn more about, I am needed to help shape it here and see if we can bring in a candidate with competence, character, and capacity, most especially helping the citizens find their voices and understand their responsibility in governance. I really hope this request can be considered. Looking forward to a favorable response. This email was sent on the 15th of June 2022, and a few days after, I got a mail back, a response, and they said they were perfectly okay with it, that I can start my fellowship in March. And here we are. It's March. I remember throughout all the campaign, I would say to them, I won't be here. Initially I was supposed to start March 1st. So I wasn't even sure whether I would be here when and the results would be announced. And I always said to them, I won't even be here during swearing in and all of that. And I was like, I won't be here during swearing in and all of that. But that's it. And now I have to make that decision to go. I was torn when the results, were being delayed and all of that. So, okay, what's going to happen? When we came out and I knew we were going to court, I was torn between the fact that should I ask them to further delay it or should I cancel it? But I've already signed an agreement that I was coming in for this fellowship, which is going to be 5 months, by the way. And that will not be good. That's not character. You signed to do something, you need to do it. And so I'm like, okay, should I? But at the end of the day, I felt I need to go. I would have loved to be here back home and stay all through the court process and be there every day at the court. But there's something. But one thing that I know for sure is that my demography, they are all on social media. And definitely my videos will keep coming. And if there's anything that I'm needed, I'll fly right over. And so the time has come for me to make that decision. And I have to make that decision and go. But Nigeria, we're doing this. We're winning this. And it's such an amazing thing for me to see how citizens have grown, how citizens have opened their eyes, how citizens are actually participating in governance. And the last part I say, let me read that part again. Even when I was reading, I'm like, wow, this thing came, where I said, I'm needed to help shape it here and see if you can bring in a candidate with competence, character, and capacity, most especially helping the citizens find their voices and understand their responsibility in governance. Amazing. And that's a beautiful thing that I see happening in Nigeria today. And so for me, I know you guys got this. There's not just one Aisha Yesufu. There are millions of citizens who are more powerful, who have more voices, who have more courage, who are standing, who are ensuring they are participating in the electoral process, and we participate in governance. Millions of them, much more than Aisha Yesufu. And that makes me so proud. Absolutely proud. You guys don't know how proud I am of you all, especially the Nigerian youth. You are doing that which we couldn't do effectively. Yes, we did try. We couldn't do it as effectively as we're doing it now. And today, politicians are actually afraid of you. That's the way it should be. You own this country, not all just other people. You are the leaders of today, not tomorrow. You are the ones that will choose the people that will go into office. And I'm so glad we're doing it with every sense of responsibility. March 11th is the day. Go out and ensure that your voices are heard loud and clear. Ensure that every politician in Nigeria understands that without doing the right thing for the people, they will not get the seat they're looking for. And even if they're on that seat, they'll be taken down from that seat. That's the way it should be. That's the way other countries have been able to get good governance, accountability, and transparency. That's the way other countries have been able to get development. And we too need that development. Nigeria needs to win. And for those who are still feeling down, please don't feel down. We won this election. And it's so glaringly easy. we're going to get our mandate back. In the meantime, we must focus on the judiciary. All those white citizens have never focused on the judiciary. We don't even know who these judges are. If you ask me to name 3 Supreme Court judges, I don't think I'll be able to do that. Yes, I really have never focused on them, and most of us are like that. This time, we need to put them on the spotlight. They must understand that what they're there to give is justice and not injustice. And that they say the court is the last resort of the common man, and that court must actually, absolutely be the last resort of the common man. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll be here. You see my videos all the time. You see my listing. We'll do this fight. We'll do it all. And let me say to every Nigerian citizen, I'm so proud of you guys, especially the Nigerian youth, obedient movement. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. You guys, made us proud. The impossible, you made it possible by removing the IM. The next thing we need to do, let's get back the people's mandate to the rightful owner. The INEC has given out its own mandate, but the people's mandate must come back to the person that the people voted for. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.